Hello E39 Source, have a bit of a double feature for you all today. This is the first time that my dad's 2002 Sterling Gray E39 M5 is going to make an appearance on the channel. Now of course you all will recognize my 2000 Avis Blue. It's been a while since it's actually been on the channel, and we have a really nice day here in PA. It's currently February right now, right in the heart of winter, even though it doesn't feel like it. And it was a perfect day to pull these out and film an update video. And man, does it feel good to start these up. It had been over a month since I started mine, and these cars are just so special. I mean, any of the M cars, I'm biased from this generation. They're just such amazing cars. So I'll start with an intro on my dad's car, and then I'll give a brief update on mine, actually, because there's a couple things that I've done to it since the last update video, which I believe was back in 2018. So as I mentioned earlier, the car is Sterling Gray Metallic, and it is over black sport interior, 05 SW for you nerds out there. It is a 10 of 01 production, 02 model year. And I'm sure many of you spotted this car has the Hella Euro spec headlights. We actually upgraded those a couple years ago. He got this car in July of 2016. It's hard to believe we're coming up on 4 years here. And the original US spec headlights, it came, of course, as facelifted, being an 02 from the factory, but the original headlights were quite faded. The UV protection was pretty shot, the clear coat. So I talked my dad into going the new headlight route with the Euros, which I think the Euros with the clear indicators suit Sterling Gray. I mean, I really like the Euro headlights, really on any color. But I think they really complement the Sterling Gray very nicely. So now let's take a closer look at the interior. So this car is sitting at just a hair under 104,000 miles. The interior's in really good shape for the mileage. Of course, the driver's seat has the most wear, but it's still pretty clean. The rear seats are really remarkable on this car. I'm fighting the sun right now, not the best lighting conditions, but I mean, the leather is very matte, very original. These actually rear door panels are quite remarkable. They're amongst some of the cleanest I've seen on E39 M5s. They look like they really weren't even touched. So climbing in, so the car is sitting, we'll get the exact mileage here. So it's literally just a hair under 104,000 miles. We'll just do a pan around. There's the rear seats. This car is not equipped with the split folds, which that's the one option that I wish my car didn't have. My car has the fold-down rear seats. I'm not a huge fan of them because I prefer the added bolstering of the non-split fold seats as well as the added rigidity. It has the stock shifter right now with original carrier bushings, to my knowledge, that are very worn. There is a lot of play in the shifter, and plan on doing a shifter rebuild probably this year, at some point this year, and gonna go the route the same as with my car with the E6545 shift lever. It's a really nice setup because it retains kind of that OE feel, but it's shorter and a bit more precise. Turn on the ignition to ignition 1 right now, or well, ignition 2. And one thing this car's been upgraded with is a Mark IV navigation computer. It currently has a Grom BT3 module for Bluetooth music streaming, but I will be replacing that with a Blue Bus as soon as those are available. Check out the video on E39 Source that Ryan filmed about the Blue Bus. It's a pretty cool piece of technology, and I'm really looking forward to receiving mine. Thanks, Ted, if you're watching this, for taking the time and the effort to develop that. Thing I would like to do for this car down the road, given that the rest of the interior is really so clean in this car, is replace the steering wheel. Now, unfortunately, the price of them have shot up in the past couple of years. I believe they're for the steering wheel itself now. I haven't checked recently, but I believe it's around like $850 now. Back when I got mine, it was in the $500 range. But a new steering wheel would really complement the interior really well. Not that this current wheel is in terrible condition, but it's definitely a bit, Jeff, you know, for you watching, it's a bit shiny. And just as the leather wears in, becomes more shiny, and like to get a new wheel to revert to that kind of nice factory matte look. So now let's take a look at the engine bay. And one actually big thing that I forgot to mention on this car is this car actually received a full front end repaint a couple months ago, back in late 2019. The bumper was repainted, the hood, the fenders, just due to stone chips, and the shop that did the work, it turned out really well. They were able to match the factory orange peel very closely. The color match is pretty much spot on, and it just, the whole front end, especially with the relatively fresh Euro headlights, just looks really good. I apologize for the wind noise too, it's a pretty windy day here. But the engine is very stock, very dirty. This car is, I'm planning on giving it a full detail come spring. Paint correction, especially with the front end being repainted. Now the rest of the paint kind of needs to be corrected, as well as from the shop, to be expected. There's some hologramming just from the buffers on the new paint, but plan on doing a full paint correction on the car, this color, to just, it will correct really nicely, so I'm looking forward to doing that. The wheels were refinished at some point in the past, but unfortunately not in the factory shadow chrome finish. I'm sorry, chrome shadow. All of you in the M5 Facebook owners group. So I'll do a little walk around of the car. The rear end. This car also has, I believe, 3M color stable tint that the previous owner did. So now let's talk about my car a bit. Like I said, I think the last update video I filmed was back in late summer of 2018, so it's been a while. There have been several things done to this car since my last update video. Some of them more minor cosmetic things, and the big one being I changed the exhaust system. So it now has Eisenman Race 76mm mufflers paired with the Rogue resonated X pipe, just like Ryan's setup actually. But yeah, once the weather is nicer, I will be doing a full detail on both of these cars. But anyways, I have also one of the kind of the big cosmetic things that has been to this car, done to this car since the last update, is it has gotten a new front windshield. The previous windshield was original at 113,000 miles and was very chipped up. I did a lot of research actually into windshields going into this, and I was tempted to go the OE route with the BMW branded windshield, which is manufactured by Splintax. And I definitely would have gone that route, but I was actually able to source a Saint-Gobain Secure-It windshield, which they are the OE windshield provider, glass provider for Porsche and Ferrari, as well as they actually the OE back glass on this car is Saint-Gobain, and the front was Splintax from the factory. So I'm not exactly sure why, but I guess it had something to do with sourcing. It was cheaper to go from two different manufacturers. The wheels I had refinished a couple of years ago by Prince Wheels down in North Carolina, and they did a great job. They matched the factory chrome shadow quite well, and they're known for that, so that was part of the reason why I had them shipped all the way down there from PA. So let's take another look at the interior of my car, which is 06SW, which is the full leather Silverstone, which was only offered in the United States for the 2000 model year. Nothing has really changed in here. These are all these other upgrades like the 16x9, Mark IV in the trunk, E60 545 shifter. They've all been covered in previous update videos, and they've been installed for several years now. So not too much has really changed in the interior. It is held up quite nicely, and I really like the Silverstone interior. Some people don't like the two-tone, but I think the gray really works with the Avis blue and breaks up the interior nicely. Now, as I said, the one option that I wish my car didn't come with too many options. Really, the only option are the factory split fold seats, but that's the one option I wish my car did not have, given, as I mentioned earlier, I like the added bolstering, the design of the non-split fold seats, as well as the fact that there is more rigidity in the rear of the car. But again, the interior's in very good shape. It's held up really well. I use Swiss Vax leather milk conditioner, as well as a combination of Zano Z9 or Leather Masters cleaner, depending on what I have, and it works really well. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait until the weather is consistently nicer so I can drive them again, because I'm going through pretty major withdrawal right now. Take care.